Hello Internet, time for another episode of Recently Added with your host, David Baugh. Alright Netflixers, welcome back. If you've been keeping up with the news, you know that the trailer for Master of None just came out. Aziz Ansari looks like he's going to be great in this. It's a much more serious tone for him, which I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing. He was great in Parks and Rec. I'm really looking forward to see what he's going to do with this role. It's a much more kind of coming-of-age story about him kind of looking for love and, I guess, kind of growing up. Looks like it's going to be pretty awesome. It comes out November 6th. Keep an eye out for that one. Jessica Jones, which is a superhero show where basically a superhero has gone into the private eye industry so that she can make some money. She can fly, and she has super strength, which is going to be great. She's fighting what looks to be a pretty hardcore bad guy. Definitely check out the trailer for that. That's coming to Netflix on November 20th. For all you Star Wars fans, Force Awakens, that's coming out December 18th. But a little bit of news for Netflix. They are going to be showing the movie, but hold on before you kind of freak out. They are only going to be launching in Canada. I don't have a problem with that. I wish that it was launching here. It was made here, it's some sort of contract dispute between them, but they're not going to be showing it in any country but Canada. I have looked up a few services for you. One is called Blockless. It'll allow you to change your IP address so that you can actually just be watching from Canada and you can get a sneak peek on that. They do charge a monthly fee, but you can start for free. You get a week trial. So that should be just long enough for you to get The Force Awakens in you. It'll basically just spoof your IP address, make it look like you're coming from Canada, and then you should be able to watch it. Now that we've got that aside, it's time to move on to our next in the top 10 movies on the Netflix Horror Cube. This week, I went with Saw.
Live or die. Make your choice.
It's a story about the jigsaw killer who basically forces his victims to choose between life and death. They have really terrible circumstances set up in front of them, and they have to decide whether or not they can get out. This one follows two guys that are trapped in a room, and they basically have a saw, and they're chained to some pipes, and they have to decide whether or not they can get out. Great movie. Really awesome premise. In terms of story, definitely giving this one the point. I remember when I watched this movie in theaters, I walked out and I was just speechless. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. It came out in a time that there was not a whole lot going on with the horror genre. There wasn't really anyone making really solid horror movies, and it kind of built and defined its own genre, which I like. It is only going to be on Netflix till November 1st. They have all of them on there, but only until November the 1st, so if you want to get your binge watching in, now is the time. But definitely one to check out. In terms of pacing, I'll definitely give it the point. It's always moving forward. There's always something happening in the room, which is very difficult. If you're building a movie that's basically revolving around one location, that can be really hard to kind of pull off, but they did a great job with this, great pacing in there. In terms of acting, I'll give it the point. Leigh Whannell, who is the writer of this one, he's okay. The others in the movie are pretty good. Danny Glover's in this one. There's a lot of other cool people. Leigh Whannell didn't do fantastic, but I don't think he really pulled it down so much that I would take away the point. And the killer in this is awesome. I love the effects, and I love the way that that is portrayed. In terms of cinematography, absolutely going to give this one the point. Like I said, when it was coming out, there was not a whole lot of horror movies that were doing things like this, and they really, really kind of built their own following around it. The cinematography is awesome. The way that they kill the people in these movies, really kind of all of them did it. They're very imaginative, very fucked up. Absolutely something you're going to want to check out. It's some of the best deaths that I've seen in horror movies, which is saying something. The others, they're not as great as the first one. There's 7 of them, so you can keep watching them. They'll keep coming. They are doing some interesting things within the genre, and they're doing some interesting deaths, which I like. In terms of execution, this movie absolutely deserves a point. I loved it. When it first came out and I first saw it, and even when I saw it again, it's spectacular. It leaves you on the edge of your seat the whole time. I was speechless. I remember me and my brothers went inside, and we all walked out of the theater just completely silent. We walked into the car, nobody said anything, we were about halfway, and we're all just sitting there kind of looking around the car, and then it's just like, what the fuck did I just watch? You know, and that, to me, is absolutely a great sign of a horror movie, and definitely deserves the place on this list. In terms of just general debauchery, this movie absolutely has it. Definitely one you're going to want to check out. That's all I had for you today. Please feel free to subscribe below. We'd love to have you. We're trying to get to 1,000. If you guys can help out with that, that would be wonderful. You can also follow me on Facebook or Twitter, whatever you feel is best for you. But we'd definitely like to see you there. But it was a pleasure as always, and you guys have a wonderful night.